Welcome back to Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Hype. Okay, so tomorrow we have the press conference at the Barclays in Brooklyn, my backyard, for Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Now, it should be entertaining, but it's not the fight that we all want to see. We want to see the big fight. No disrespect to Lamont Roach. I think he's a good fighter, but he's never been tested. I know they have a history, going at it with each other in the amateurs. They're from the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, but Lamont Roach is just not prepared or ready for Tank Davis, even though he knows some of his tendencies. And they changed a lot since now that they're pros now. They're not in the amateurs any longer. But I think that if Gervonta Tank Davis would step out and face the best competition, like SHAKUR Stevenson, who's the WBC champion, has the most prestigious title in boxing, if he would face him and beat SHAKUR Stevenson, then we could say, okay, he's on the right path. If he was to beat another one of the four kings, Teofimo Lopez, that would silence all the critics. He would be the face of boxing. He would be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of critics' opinion. But he's not fighting the best. And this is what's so frustrating, is because he's 30 years old, and Tim Bradley called him a 30-year-old prospect. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a 30-year-old prospect. I think he's somewhere between champion and prospect. He hasn't beat the man who beat the man. He's not fighting for the championship that we want to see. We want to see him fight the best fighters. So where does Gervonta Tank Davis go from here? After this fight, 2025 could be his year. Now, I don't know if he's just motivated by the money. I know that he's made a ton of money already. He's followed the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. Now, no knock on Floyd, because Floyd fought everyone, beat the most champions, 26 world champions, did it in a shorter period of time than fighters like Willie Peck, who had over 200 fights. So you have to, I'm not knocking Floyd, but later in his career, he did cherry pick. And there's nothing wrong with that at the end of your career after you faced everyone. These fighters put their lives on the line for our entertainment. So I don't have a problem with the fighters making money. We just want to see the best fight. And then if you're going to say that you're the best, like Gervonta Davis says, he's the face of boxing, how could you be the face of boxing fighting Lamont Roach? And no disrespect to Lamont, I got a lot of love for Lamont. I just think that he should be fighting, a few more fights before a Tank Davis fight. But when opportunity knocks, you don't know when you're ever going to get this chance again. Boxing is different. It's not like you get to play other sports and you get to face, everyone faces each other. Even the UFC, all the fighters fight each other, lose, come back, fight rematches, rubber matches, and you get to continue to make money and fight the best, and no one calls you a bum after a loss. But I just feel that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to beat Lamont Roach, and 2025 could be the year, his breakout year. At 30 years old, you have to step up. You have no names on your resume. His biggest name is Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia was dehydrated for that fight because of the rehydration clause. Now, that took away from the victory of Tank Davis. If he wouldn't have had that clause in the contract, everyone would be saying, wow, he'd be the undefeated, hydrated Ryan Garcia. Now, look how sensational Ryan Garcia looked against Devin Haney. The left hook landed all night, and the right hand landed all night. And the Austrian, what they're saying is there was a fraction that was in his body. It didn't make a difference. Now, it's still a question mark, so they need to run it back and have that rematch. But I still think, like everyone else, that Ryan Garcia's left hook is going to land on Devin Haney because he just doesn't have an answer. And I think he's damaged goods, and I don't think that Devin Haney is the same fighter. But Gervonta Tank Davis, the future is his. Those are pick'em fights. Him and SHAKUR Stevenson, him and Teofimo Lopez, him and Devin Haney. I think he'll beat Devin Haney because we don't know how he's going to come back, like I said before. But let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure that you like and subscribe. It's Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Hype. We out.